You just said it. It's definitely a different trend. I mean, they're eight
Hmm.
and two over the last 10. So yeah, they're definitely on a hot streak. This is what we have been expecting and wanting from them. Like you said, 3 games out of the division lead, and actually 3 games out of the overall American league overall league. So you get 3 games. There's a strong possibility you could be the number one seed in the AL. So they just got to stay focused, keep riding and doing what they're doing. Um, Play good ball, and let's let the chips fall where they may. So um, like if they play like this, then I'm confident they can get back to the big show. And continue to do what they're doing here. They just got to continue with this. Get the big hitting when necessary. Get some impactful pitching from time to time, and do what you need to do. So, like I said, 8 and 2 over the last 10, because that's what I always look at. That says a lot.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Iman Perry, man, my bro. What's good with you, Iman, man? Appreciate you tapping in. Salute to you. Yeah, so Jazz on the 30 for 30, man. How you feel about that? How you feel about Jazz Chisholm?
Nah, I like
Jazz,
him. He's a good
Jazz,
player.
let me tell you something. And my man is up to bat, right on cue, man. And it's
Hmm.
you see how tapped in I am, man. Like, come on, bro.
Hmm.
Jazz
Hmm.
Chisholm 1 for 3 tonight. As he is up to bat for the Yankees. Looks like they got him here. He pops it up. So, but how you feel about Jazz, man? Because I like players like this. I like versatile players. He can hit for power, but he can also hit, for contact as well. A pretty decent fielder, as you know what I'm saying. And again, he's somebody that is kind of underrated, or kind of went under the radar as they got him in a trade from the Marlins last year, man. But guy's been on fire, man. Him, Trent Grisham,
Hmm.
Carlos Stanton, dare I say, has been doing his thing. But my question is, Coach, can the Yankees win a World Series with this home run or bust pretty much style of play? Because that's what they are, you know. What you
Can
think?
they? There is this good possibility, but it always falls back on the one thing: pitch. Especially in the playoffs, it's always about pitching. So because you're going to run into a situation where you're going to be in a low scoring game, and you're going to need your pitchers to step up. And now, we love the home runs. I get it. Fans love it. And if they're on, if guys are hitting right now, and then if you can add Aaron Judge to the equation, then yeah, they become that much more fearsome as a baseball team. But like you say,
Mhm.
can they win slugging it out for a World Series? It's going to be tough. I mean, it
Mhm.
can be done, but I'm going to say the percentages say it's low. So, um, if I would say out of 10, I'd make it maybe 2.5 out of 10 that they can win the World Series, slugging
Mm.
home runs.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? That's kind of it. That's kind of it right there. I, as good as I feel that they are moving in the right direction and winning some games and getting back into the thing and not falling completely apart. I
Hmm.
still have my doubts that they can really take this thing and go all the way. Despite
Hmm.
Jazz, doing his thing, like I said, guys like Grissom, of course, Aaron Judge being Aaron Judge, and then Stanton seemingly getting back on track here lately. I still got my doubts, bro.
I would be much more secure in my fandom if you had both. Because then I could say, with the way Freed Friday's
Free,
pitching,
yeah, free.
and you at least have two at the top of your rotation come playoff time that you could say, all right, we're going to get in, and then you can work on the middle to the back end, and nickel and dime with your bullpen. So now, if like I said, if Cole was here right now, I'd say yeah, we have a good chance of winning the World Series. Right now, I just want to see us get to the lead of the division, and then after that, get the AL, and then everything else will fall into place.
Yeah, man. I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Let's get into the Max Fried, by the way. Last night, giving up 1 run. Yankees won 7-1 over the Astros. Right now, still in the dogfight, 4-3 game. We'll keep an eye on this one. All right, let's go over to the Mets. Let's go over to the New York Mets and
New York Mets.
This one to the Tigers today. In Detroit been rolling. 81-60 on the year, and they took care of the Mets tonight. The Mets have been struggling, bro. They've been on a struggle bus here recently, man. Pete Alonso, doing his thing or whatever. You got not Stan Soto over there, Nemo, Lindor. I mean, they got a good lineup, but it has been a struggle, much like the Yankees, man, with the pitching. And again, we're gonna go back to the standings. And let's take a look at the Mets here, because they are right now in that third wild card spot. They do have a pretty solid lead over the Reds and the Giants. 4.5 game over the Giants and 5 over the Reds right now. But with this Mets team, coach, last 10, they 6-4 in the last 10, which ain't bad, but it doesn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel good with the squad right here. Again, man, I don't think they. Now, they did have this kid. Remember the kid that I talked about? Jonah Tong, or Tong. I guess that's how you pronounce his name, man. But he had a pretty good day in his debut. I'm trying to get his numbers here. I'll get those here in a second. But they called him up, so they're trying to get some help in the pitching department. Is my point, because Cubs, right? The Cubs are at the top right now. Mets chasing them and the Padres, but they trying to get some help in the pitching department, because, like I said, they got hitters. You got Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso, by the way, there's some rumors, some baseball rumors. I give y'all a little rumor mill here. There's rumors that Bellinger might be out and Alonso might be in with the Yankees. So we gonna see how that work out. But we still in the season, so let's get back to it. Mets team, with the Cubs, with the Padres, with the Dodgers in the NL, the Phillies, your Phillies in the NL. What is your chances that the Mets can really do anything and get to the World Series? Because I'm not confident in them right now.
No, I'll put it like this: 0.00000.2. That's where I'm gonna put it with the Mets. I'm gonna be honest. With everything that you got to go on, the Phillies, the way they are, you still have the Dodgers out there. The Cubs are doing. I mean, you can sit down and you can go over the National League and you can see the Brewers, how they're playing out in the Central, and then of course you got the West with the Dodgers, San Diego. I mean, it's tough. It's going to be tough for the Mets to make it to the World Series, let alone to get out of the first round of the wild card.
Yeah. Yeah. The Mets, like I said, 6 games behind the Phillies right now. I think that is a wrap. They only have a 3.7% chance at winning the division. 81% chance at the postseason. I do think they'll get there, and I think they will get eliminated pretty quickly. All right. Let's get to some football. Oh, you ready for some football? Oh, man, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go with the New York Giants. We're going to start off with the G-Men.
New York Giants.
So, the Giants, the season's here, Coach. Enough of the nonsense. Enough of the tough talk, the bragging, the trash talk. It's time to play some football games on the field here. And basically, the Giants going into this one as 6.5-point underdogs in a division game against the Washington Commanders, according to ESPN Bet Sportsbook. 6.5, Coach. They pretty much saying that the Commanders is going to take care of the Giants, no problem. And this ain't the fans speaking to me, but that's crazy. And the reason that that's crazy is because A, it's a division game. B, you have no record of consistent season-to-season play from the Washington Commanders telling you that they're going to be good again this year based on what they did last year. And the same thing with the Giants. You have no, so to give that much of a spread without even knowing is crazy. And then the next thing about it is the Commanders got better, but so did the Giants, especially on defense. So we can't act like it's some type of mismatch here. Now, Jaden Daniels is an X factor, but the Giants just got them an X factor on defense, Abdul Carter. And that's what I want you to dive into real quick, Coach, if you don't mind. Abdul Carter, how much of an impact can he have on this Giants defense and their ability to stop what Jaden Daniels does? You know, which is basically being a runner, even though he can stay in the pocket as well. You know, he's a threat as a runner, and you don't want him taking off scrambling up the side for an 80-yard run. How does Abdul Carter fit into that? Because to me, that's the key. If the Giants can prevent stuff like that from happening, basically these guys taking off on them, meaning the quarterback, Abdul Carter being who he is, gonna be in there at linebacker, I would assume, if the coordinator got some sense. And how does he fit into that, Coach? Talk to me, man. Y'all hit that like button. Heart of the city, baby. Let's go.
Abdul Carter, first game. Does he have the ability to make a lot of impact plays during the course of the game? Yes, he does. It's still going to be his first game in the NFL. You know, so yes, we saw what he did in preseason, but you weren't playing a full game against starters. Also, how much are they going to use him? You know, because and where are you going to use him consistently? Now, you were talking about in a sense spying Jaden Daniels. Here's the thing with the spy: you use the spy in the course of a game. You know, defense, offense, in a series. Basically, let's just say you're out there 60 times during the course of a game. You know, and let's just say they're passing 35 times out of that time. The amount of times you're going to spy Jaden Daniels out of those 35 plays, I would say 5 tops. So the ability to impact him is going to be great. And the reason why I say that is, remember, depending on what your schemes, whether you're rushing 3, rushing 4, rushing 5, if you got a spy, that's one less person that you're putting into cover. He's just basically standing at the line of scrimmage and watching the quarterback. So what are you going to do on the back end also? So it's a mixture. Can he make plays? Yes. Is he going to rush and get after the quarterback? Yes. Do I expect him to get a sack in the game, in the first game? Yes, based on the scheme. So that's the factor, the situation of how the game is going. Before we can even talk about pass rushing, you got to control the line of scrimmage. You can't let them rush. You can't let their run game, because then they don't need to pass. Because if your run game is being effective, then it reduces the amount of times you have to pass because you're running the ball on them. So that's what I look at first. And you initially said about it's 6.5 points. To me, 6.5 points is nothing. It's not like, oh, they're going to walk away with it. Now, if you told me it was 10 plus in the NFL, then I'm like, okay, that's a big thing. 6.5 it's a touchdown. Things can happen during that course.
Yeah, coach. But like in the betting world, that's a lot. And the reason that it's a lot is because a touchdown, basically they gotta at least win by a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? At least. You know what I'm saying? So again, in a division game, a lot of times when you actually go back and look at those scores, a lot of times they're closer than a touchdown.
No, I agree with you.
They're saying that a touchdown is like comfortable. A 14-point lead is basically a blowout. A 2-touchdown lead is a blowout. So a touchdown lead is basically you're gonna win comfortably. It ain't gonna be no last-second field goal type of deal or nothing like that. So that's what they're telling you.
Yeah, I get
Leave,
it.
salute, man. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. But go ahead.
No, I get that. I get what you're saying, as far as that. And, again, I'm just like, look, it's the first game. Do I think our defense can, perform well? Yes, I'm hoping we can, but let's be real. The past few years, it has been, so, my emotions kind of, let me see what we can do. Now, I'll tell you more after the first couple of series, what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling and what, how it's going, but first series, I'm like, it's the start of the season. Second, third, then you start to get a general idea. Okay, now I'm looking at the strategy and how they're starting to use players. And then once you get into the middle of the second quarter and then the second half, then you really start diving into it because you're going to know how the game is going. So, but Abdul Carter, I'm hoping he comes out there and he makes plays on Burns and Thibodeau and Dex and whoever else they line up next to Dex. If that front line can handle Washington's offensive line, then it's going to be, and we'll be able to eat.
Yeah, you already know. But yeah, that is it, man. Looking at the injury report, man. This Andrew Thomas thing, man. How do you feel about that, man? Is that a concern for you?
It's always been a concern, but it's a concern because he has the talent. But I also have a out of sight, out of mind type of mentality. I'm sorry. He hasn't really been here. I haven't seen him all preseason. Do I think he's going to come in first game and play at an all-pro level? No. If he's out there, I'll be honest with you, I will be concerned because he hasn't practiced. He hasn't practiced this whole time. So it's like, you're talking about 1 week to ramp up to go out there and play in an NFL game. So it's like, and I know you guys don't like Hudson. I'm not a big fan of Hudson either, but I think Hudson would do better than Andrew Thomas that first game because of that. Now, if you were talking about next week, and Angel played the whole game, and they were next week, that's a different story. Then it's a different story. So
yeah, I don't think so. I don't think the Giants will be okay. I don't think Russell Wilson will be okay. Let me put it like that. I think I think that's a big for Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's yeah, like, because again, blindside, wow. And if he go out, guess who's the number 2? They announced it. That's Jackson Dart. There you go. I'm telling you, they firing it up, coach. I know you little tricky Giants guys. I know what y'all doing. No Andrew Thomas for the first couple games. Go on out there, Russ. Go ahead, son. Do your thing. Wow. Look at this snot knocked out of him. Now whether they win the game or not, because again, there's other factors like we talked about the defense, this running game, which I'm excited about with Tyrone Tracy and Cam Scatterbo. So it doesn't mean they're gonna lose the game, but this is a huge concern, especially for Russell Wilson.
Understandable. If the offensive line goes out first game with Thomas or not, and they can handle Washington's front line, it bodes very well, even for Russ.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I mean,
they got Washington they got Bobby Wagner, Von Miller. They got some players over there now, so you better be able to handle. They might be old, but again, don't be an ageist. Them cats can still play. At a high level. They over there for a reason. They got paid for a reason. So, just naming off the top of my head. But again, Armstrong is questionable. It says it right here. He's another player on that line. So, all right. It ain't gonna be no walk in the park to block these guys either. You know what I'm saying?
Last year wasn't a blowout in the game, so. I get it. I understand. So to me, it's a flip of a coin right now. So Washington, do they fall prey to the sophomore jinx? That's the big thing with them. So
I do think this is weird though. They putting too much on Washington. Like they got them at 68% chance to win, 6.5. Like these numbers is crazy right here. I don't know. I might go with the Giants, to be honest with you. But y'all tap in Sunday, man. I'm gonna make my picks on the Sunday show. I don't want to give away my cookies right now because we in a competition. So, but let's go over to the New York Jets.
New York Jets.
Meh. All right, Jets at home versus Pittsburgh. The Aaron Rodgers Bowl. So they're giving up. They're getting 2.5. I should say that's how you read the spreads or whatever. Getting 2.5 according to ESPN Bet. The only hope for this Jets team is that they're like the number 1 team in rushing, which I hope. Breece Hall, come on, buddy. I'm counting on you. But that's their hope. That's the hope here, coach. Because I have no confidence in Justin Fields. This defense is all right. It's a decent defense, but against Pittsburgh. I don't know. Remember, Pittsburgh did pick up DK Metcalf. I know they just got Sauce Gardner. We'll see how that works out. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers does. And if he's motivated to prove a point going up against his former team. What's your thoughts on that, Coach? On this matchup here with the Jets? I think it's an interesting one because is anybody sold on Pittsburgh for real? I don't see this as no like, all right, yeah,
Blaze is.
Yeah, well, shout out to Blaze. You know what I'm saying?
But he's a Steelers fan.
Yeah,
Um,
obviously.
here's the deal with the Steelers. It's going to be just like I was saying about the Giants. It's going to be about their offensive line. All right. If their offensive line cannot protect Rodgers, the Jets are going to get after him. And then it's going to come down to who can put yourselves in position to at least kick a game-winning field goal if it gets to that. So I understand you're right about Justin Fields as a passer. You know, if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm basically loading the box and I'm daring you to throw the ball. I'm daring you to throw the ball. That's what I want you to do. You know, so you know if you can get after it there, you know Justin Fields is going to have to show something, and until he shows consistently that he can make the plays in the passing game, you know, I mean, I'm going to say it. I mean, Chicago really screwed him up because when he was coming out of O State, he was not this bad.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
No, I'm not saying he was an elite passer, but you know, he was adequate enough to be a passer and a runner in the NFL. But now it's like, you know, you look at him and, you know, he's, you know, body blow, which, you know, takes away a lot of your stamina, your legs, you know, everything in football. So, you know, and like you said, it's going to have to be about their run game. Now, I trust the Jets offensive line more than I do the Steelers, to be honest with you.
Barrett Tucker got some issues going on here.
I didn't know that. Okay. Is he
hurt? Questionable right here. It says questionable with triceps. I seen this come across my timeline the other day. Yeah, he may have to have surgery or something. So that's something to keep your eye on right there.
Yeah,
if he has surgery, more than likely he's done. So
and that's a concern.
Yeah. Well, like, but yeah, it's bad. It's bad, man. That's tough for the Jets offensive line too. But I mean, let's take a look at the Jets here for a second. I want to see something. So yeah, they got that kid for Shanu. John Simpson, Titman, Barrett Cut. Yeah, they might be in trouble. And they got a right tackle. The rookie Mimbo.
Yeah,
he's starting.
It's the guy behind.
I think running the football, yeah, I can trust it running the football. Passing, I think they're gonna get whooped. To be honest with you, I don't know. With a quarterback like Fields, a slow process, an indecisive quarterback, and an offensive line that looks like it's built to run the football.
Expect the Tomlin defensive team to be well prepared for this. So,
I'll let you chime in for a little bit, Leaf. If you're still there, if you want to rap with us on the basketball portion of the show. I'm gonna be brief with the basketball though, because it really is not a lot to talk about.
I got a question for you, and you know I got a question for you in reference to basketball.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get
and
to
it.
Yeah. Let me send this out to Leaf. But
or I have a rant. Let me just put it like that. Not a question. I have a rant.
A rant. All right. So is it on the Knicks or Nets?
The Knicks. Go. Remember I sent you the what's it called in the chat and on your DM. You said you got it about Julius.
Yeah. All right, let's cue that up. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, you may have to send it to me again. Did I get it? I got one about Bill Belichick. have to go back up.
Hold on, let me pull it. My
Yeah, I got the one about Bill Belichick, which I'm gonna use that one. So I'm gonna use that one for on the money or out of pocket.
And Carmelo, good luck getting into the Hall of Fame. And here you go. All right, I just sent it to you. I mean, I'll just talk about it. We don't have to do a video or anything like that. I can just talk.
Nah, I wanna show the video.
We're
gonna bring Leaf in real quick here.
Yeah, we'll leave first, and then you can cue that video up.
Nah, we're gonna talk about it together. Hold on, because I got something else for the Knicks as well. Here we go. Leaf, what's good?
What's going on, fellas, man?
What's up, Leaf?
Coach and YG, man, what's going on? That was a real heartfelt episode last time out, man. For the 100th anniversary for that show, man. Love that episode, man. Great tribute to your guy. I didn't know him, man, but that was a great collage of everything that we did on that show, man. Love that show. Looking forward to the 200 episode anniversary.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bang.
Yes,
But
it is.
let's get into this Julius Randle thing. Coach got right here, so we're gonna take a listen. Can y'all hear that?
Be angry or upset or have temperament or whatever it is, where I would just react and kind of like black out, like those things don't happen nearly as much. So I think I'm a lot more zen than I used to be.
Should I stop smoking marijuana or not? We did that one.
That was a big one.
And I'm like, yes. But you said yes. Yeah. I think even one time you said this stuff steals my soul.
It's definitely tough in today's world, but I think it's so important to have a clear mind and being able to be strong mentally and independent mentally without anything influencing you as far as, substance or voice or whatever, like, being able to sort your own thoughts out. And, we talked about the like smoking, and I think one of the things with that, it made me distant and not present. I kind of just like would be in my own world. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, this is like what it is. My wife would be like, no, you're just not present. Like, we're having a conversation, you're not really present. You're not, you're with the kids, you're not really present.
Okay. So, interesting. Julius Randle giving up on reefer. So, he says it made him distant. He says it made him not present in the moment. What the fuck was he smoking? I'm sorry. We did that to you?
Huh?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, bro. What was he smoking? Julius, what kind of bud was you getting over there in Manhattan? If it made you feel like that. He said he wanted to have a clear mind. Now, look, I understand. You shouldn't be high as hell out there on the basketball court. But was that the case? Was you like burning down 3 L's and then going out there, putting up 20 and 10. I mean, was that how he was playing? I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, normally basketball players don't do that. They use it as a way of relaxing after the fact of doing a physical, strenuous activity like playing sports. Look, to each his own. Good for you, but that's kind of weird to me. Take it away, Coach.
First of all, it sounds like to me you're saying your inconsistent performance was, like you said, because of weed. And look, there are people that use it medicinally to get better. There are people that do it recreationally. We understand that. But what I'm taking from this is, first and foremost, you were smoking way beyond those factors. It sounds like, I mean, your wife is telling you weren't even, so you're saying you weren't even there for your family. You're blaming
Right.
smoking on you being here in New York and playing for the New York Knicks. But now you go to Minnesota and it sounds like you gave it up and everything is all hunky-dory. So now you sold out on the Knicks. You sold out on the Knicks fans, the Knicks organization. You sold out on the NBA while you were here playing for the New York Knicks, because you're saying that you weren't having a clear mind. Yes, you should have a clear mind when you're out there on the court, period. Case closed.
Absolutely.
That's your job. I get that. And I respect that part. But, you know, just like you said, what are you doing? Were you smoking before the games then?
Right.
I'm like, you know, when you say this, you know, first of all, as a Knicks fan, to me, that's a slap in my face as a Knicks fan, because you weren't respecting us as us fans as an organization enough to come in and handle your business accordingly as a professional. Because you are a professional. That's like anybody else who goes to work. If your job, you know, you're not going to go to work smoking if your job does not allow you to do that.
Yeah.
So I get it. After the game, you can do that. You know, you get injuries. I get all that. But now when you add your family into it, it's like, excuse me? What are you saying? Is it that you couldn't handle the pressures of being in New York City so that you had to smoke that much? Because as we all say, some people can handle New York, some people can't. Because this is what I'm taking, because it's like you weren't present. You didn't have a clear mind. Mofo, then what the hell were you doing?
Right.
Look, I've always been hard on Julius Randle. I tried to back off a little bit as things went down. You know, with the trade, I was trying to feel it out, you know, with him again. You know what? I'm glad you're gone. I'm glad you're gone. And those Knicks fans who support him, you can hate me for saying this. I'm glad you're gone. I don't ever want to see you back in a New York Knicks jersey. And the only true 30 that represents that in New York, as a New York Knick, is Bernard King. You didn't even disturb that number now because you dishonored it. Coming out here with this stupid ass BS. Keep that stuff in private. I mean, because this is stupid. Now you putting it out here and you look stupid. Yes, I'm a Knicks fan and I'm ranting and all hissy fit, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm telling you, any NBA fan, if he was on your team and came out and said that after he was going, I guarantee you'd be pissed too. You'd be pissed too, because that's disrespectful. Because what he's saying is, I had to smoke the coke being on in that organization. That's really what he's saying. I smoked so much that I couldn't.
That bad over there? Dang, right.
Come on. Because New York was, when he was rocking, New York was behind him. There were times he was playing hard. There were times I criticized him for arguing with the refs and not getting back on. But now, you know what? That's telling me you probably was high as a woola and wasn't handling your business. But you know what? Go ahead, y'all. Y'all got it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. You know what else? You know who else gets on my nerves? Speaking of the Knicks, Ben Simmons is uncertain about playing basketball anymore. Him thinking about giving it up. I don't know if I want to continue. Hold on, Leave. I don't know if I want to continue to play anymore.
When you say that, you're done. So
I'm tired. I'm done. I done got enough bread from all these teams. But pockets is fat. Feeling pretty good right now. Got a little bag last year. Yeah. This guy right here is an abomination, bro.
this is what I say.
I can't. And if the Knicks sign him, they're an abomination. Like, get this dude out of here already. Go ahead, Lee. I'm tired of it, man.
Hey, first and foremost, I said after we got through with him, I said he don't deserve another check in the history of this league. He don't deserve another penny or another crumb. I think the 30 teams should band together and make sure that Ben Simmons doesn't get another penny from nowhere in the NBA, probably nowhere in basketball if they could pull it off. Nowhere overseas, nowhere underseas, nowhere in a watered down league, nowhere in the G League, no nothing.
Yeah.
You get nothing, no more. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, he only feeling this way because he ain't getting $40 million contracts no more. That's why. So I mean, we already know what the TikTok is, but I was originally coming in here for something, not for the Michael Parsons situation. But since we on the subject of Julius Randle, what the hell? What the hell?
Yeah, this hard to pity, bro.
I am baffled. I'm like, I gotta say, and Coach, everybody up here, including Coach, knows how I feel about the Knicks and the Tangerines. But I will say this: Julius Randle, for all of the marijuana that he intaked, I guess while he was over here or in Minnesota, I mean, somehow, some way, it led to a 3-time All NBA player or 2-time All NBA player. I mean, it led to a guy that was most improved player. He was averaging 20. He was one of the few players in this league that was averaging 20, 10, and 5 at some point. You know what I'm saying? So it's just when the playoffs came around, yeah, you got to think about it. But I will say, hey, you know, I probably want to be funny with this, man, but Julius Randle, the fact that you not on the weed no more is probably gonna ruin your play because you was probably balling out while you was on the weed.
And that's what people gonna say, yo.
You might have been your best version of yourself while you was on the weed.
And I just gotta give it up, man.
What you mean you gotta give it up? It's helping you get through this. It's helping you. So if it's helping you get through this.
And the type of person, I don't know Julius Randle, but the type of person he perceives to be kind of a hyper animated, sort of angry type of guy, you need to smoke.
Yeah, you need all of that smoke. And my estimation is something. Listen, Allen Iverson, a true story. Allen Iverson, he had a story where there was a story where he had went to practice, he went to bed early, this, that, and the third, and he went out the next game and put up 6 points. He went to the club like the next night and partied all night and came back out and dropped 40. You need what you need. I'm not gonna argue. You listen, can't nobody understand your zen. Can't nobody understand your vice.
LT was high as hell on the field.
Lawrence Taylor was the highest of the high. And it's arguably one of the
Rube drank fucking beer and smoked cigarettes and hit fucking 70 home runs.
Michael Jordan played 18 holes of golf before and lost money to Danny Ainge and put up 60 the next day on the on the Celtics. It is what it is. Your vice is your vice. I'm not blaming you. you just don't need to be telling people about it until you retire. Why do we need to know this? You don't see, it's these podcasts and these internet stuff that get you lined up. Stop running your damn mouth. We don't need to know that you getting high. You kept it a secret this long and now you gotta spit it out. What's wrong with
Half of us don't even care if you're getting high. Just go out there and play ball. Let's
But
play ball.
I know nobody care if you getting high. Get high.
Leaf, while I got you here, I do want to get to the Nets, man. This Heart of the City, man. Y'all hit that like button. Talk to me about what Brooklyn is doing with this roster, bro. Here's the roster math, as they say at the moment. You got the 12 players on the guaranteed NBA deals: Claxton, Porter Jr., Terrence Mann, Hayward Highsmith, Noah Clowney, Dariq Whitehead. They just signed Sharp plus the 5 draft picks: Demon, Nolan Tari, Drake Powell, Ben Saroff, and Danny Wolf. 5 players on non or partially guaranteed standard deals: Keon Johnson, Jalen Wilson, Drew Tommy, Tyrese Martin, and newly signed Ricky Council. One unsigned major restricted free agent, Cam Thomas. One unsigned unrestricted free agent, Zaire Williams. And then this EJ Liddell that they just signed. And then Tyson Etienne. What the fuck's going on here, bro? This is where I need your help. What the hell is this team doing?
Well, I can tell you this. The one thing that's keeping my mind off of what you just read is the fact that MPJ is nothing but pure comedy. I don't know if you've been on Twitter, bro. The shit he been putting out is hilarious, bro. We got another light-skinned dude that's getting paid $40 million, but this time he can actually get out there and go do something. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, listen, what this roster is, you know how you know that game where you play what's gonna stick to the wall, and you just throw a whole bunch of shit at the wall and just see if it's gonna stick. That's exactly what's going on here. That's exactly what's going on here. But the thing is, I don't blame it because teams in the past have done it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. When you in a bond that Sean Marks and Joe Tsai has put us in, because they're still here, and Sean Marks is still getting a check, and Sean Marks is still has a job after all of these failures on this team. Meanwhile, over in Cleveland, the coach that should have been our coach just won 60-something games, and he might be a trade away from winning the Eastern Conference. So I said that to say,
fall apart here. But
I said that to say the roster is basically that game where let's just throw a whole like come on NY, let's go to this wall. You see it? See it right here? We're just gonna throw a whole bunch of stuff at this wall right here, and we're gonna see what's gonna stick. If it stick, it's good. If it land off, fuck it. It's over with. That's it. It's done. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
But again, man, why won't what's going on? Are they gonna trade Cam Thomas? Like, what are they doing with Cam Thomas?
I don't think they have any plans for Cam Thomas, to be honest with you. They just came out with a war morale on YouTube or whatever on a page, and Cam Thomas is not a part of that morale. They got MPJ at the center of it. I don't know. MPJ has been
move on. They about to move on from him, ain't they?
MPJ. All I can tell you is
why wouldn't you have him sign with the team? And it's weird, bro.
I'm gonna tell you this. MPJ, since that trade, he has gotten more media in this summer than he's ever got in Denver ever. He's been in a rectangular state.
In New York.
Yeah, he's been in a rectangular state on a winning team these last 4-5 years. How many years it was since Denver been winning and getting to the conference finals and whatever in game 7s, and he has gotten here and he has showed his ass. He has showed out. He is like really, really showing his character. And I personally believe, I'm just playing when I say this, I personally believe that he is a drug test away from being out of the NBA with the way that he is wilding out in New York, bro. Like I don't think he is ready for this at all. He is wilding out so much on these podcasts and on these interviews, bro. Like this dude is, oh man, you should see him, but he might be light skinned nigga of the year. Jesus, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't never seen a light skinned
Hey,
dude so anxious to get out of Denver.
But do you think it is the right move to look to trade Cam Thomas, whether they do it or not? What you think?
I'll be honest with you. At this point in time, I mean, like, go ahead. I mean, I'm on the fence about it. I don't even think it's the right or the wrong move. I just think it's a move. To me, you picking a direction. Just pick one. If you don't want to sign Cam Thomas, okay, fine. Then let the young man go somewhere else. But the thing is, they're trying to get Cam Thomas. They offered Cam Thomas a deal, knowing that there's no market for him to go anywhere else. There's 6 free agents still hasn't been signed, and Cam Thomas is one of them.
Yeah, those are the restricted free agents.
Yeah. Only him, Giddey, Kuminga, and Quentin Grimes are restricted free agents. Russell Westbrook and somebody else is unrestricted. So the reality is that the Nets is in a position where the market is so small for those restricted free agents. They like, hey, you take this or you ain't gonna play at all, basically. And I mean, it's kind of smart on their side. On his side, he just fired his agent. He signed a new one that's not going to get him a better deal because this restricted.
Maybe he just wants a deal. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's what it is.
Well,
acquire the agent like that. You know what I mean?
According to sources, the Nets have offered him 2 years, $28 million, and somehow, some way, allegedly, he said no. Allegedly, Kuminga said no to 4 years, $70 million. Allegedly, Josh Giddey said no to 4 years, $80 million.
Some game with these restricted free agents. What it sounds like they playing some type of game here, where because in a restricted free agent, basically the team still has your rights. Yes. So you really can't do but so much. You can't go out there and negotiate with no other team. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's the game that the teams is playing. And I guess the free agents is like, well, we not just gonna sign for anything just because you got my rights don't mean I gotta sign.
Bro,
they're playing.
Well, that's the game that they're playing, but
yeah, that's the game they're playing. That's what I'm saying. Now, who wins this game is
Listen, hey, and coach, you might know this too. The game that's going on is different from the game that's you think you're gonna play. The game that's going on is the fact that it's only 4 restricted free agents, and ain't none of y'all demanding no top paper. Not one of y'all. Kuminga is the only person that has a championship because he was on the Golden State Warriors, and that's somewhat of an incentive. Josh Giddey got traded from a team that just won the NBA championship. He wasn't there. So the reality is, Cam Thomas, you don't have a trophy case. You don't have no MIP case. You don't have no nothing case because they basically bottomed you out because you played 25 games last year thinking that you was going to get 4 years. You was going to get Tyler Hero money this year. You ain't getting it. I'm sorry.
All right, man. We're gonna leave it there, man. Appreciate you tapping in, man. We're gonna get into our culture segment here, though. This thing is weird, man, and I'm with you, Leaf. I think it's time for them just to pick a direction, and if that means moving on from the kid, just move on. But don't have him because then you bring a guy in the locker room, he's unhappy. It messes with the chemistry. You got a bunch of young guys here, like you said. So either get him in there, get him happy, pay him, or move on. And the sooner you do that, the better, because you letting this drag out. Players see that, people see that, fans see that, teams see that, and it's a bad look, in my opinion. That might not be unpopular because I think that's just a real spill. Coach, real quick, I do want to get your thoughts quickly. I know this ain't your team, but give me your thoughts quickly on this Brooklyn Nets situation, man. Then we're gonna get into culture.
I mean, you guys touched on it. I mean, Cam Thomas is a restricted free agent. I mean, yeah, he can go out and negotiate. I mean, if you have a smart agent and there's a team willing to do it, probably pay more than what market value is to um, either bluff the Nets or force them to sign him, because that's really what it boils down to. You can match whatever he can get out there on the market. And if it's something that the Nets can afford, feel they can afford, or that he's worth it, then they'll do it. But more than likely, they're not. And if I'm not mistaken, you get 2 first-round draft picks if he signs somewhere else, and you don't match it. So it's a win-win for the Nets in some regard. So
yeah, man. No doubt, man. But we're gonna get into our culture segment here. And yeah, man. Just look, we love New York, New Jersey, and we do these culture segments to give you a vibe of how we grew up and things that we done. So this one's gonna be dope. Hope you guys tap in. Leaf, you more than welcome to stay and chop it up with us, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Producer, you can chime in as well. We're gonna have
I
some fun.
finally got some time off, man. I had to get up more up here, bro. Like they've been working me like a damn slave out here. Nah, the 6 to 12. This is some bullshit. Man, you calling it that until I gotta cough up rent day. Rent day, but that's when shit
Right.
look. If you can pay your rent and not stress, it's a win. That's what it's called. That's a win. I know too many people that they working and they still stressing. Can I still have enough money to pay my rent? So, bro, you said paying your rent. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I also need a wash and dry, and I work at a damn furniture store, so I got my own problems.
Yanks down 8-4 now. They always seem to lose when we come on this show. But anyway, they was up 4-1 and they giving up the goods now. But cue it up, Pat, man. Let's get in this culture segment, bro. We're gonna have some fun with this one. All right, man. Let's get into it, man. Let me get that one off the screen. Let's see. I don't know who set it off last time. Was it you, Coach?
I think so.
I can't remember. I'll set it off. Let me get my list together. So we're going with my list to start with, Pat. So this is the top 5. Let me set the stage. This top 5 street games in New York. So basically, more or less childhood games. Adults don't. I don't think 40-year-olds out there playing some of these. Maybe I'm wrong, but again,
they play another type of games.
Hey, listen. I grew up around a lot of older cats, bro. Like almost everybody was older than me. It was like a small group of us, but I can tell you for one thing for sure: the games that you played in the street or in the building or on the side of the building, this, that, and third, I know all about. Trust me, I remember every last one of them. I mean, I'm an 80s baby, man, but I remember them.
We're gonna get into it. All right,
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna start with my 5, and we're gonna start with number 5.
Number 5.
Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, red light, green light. You know, basically a form of freeze tag. You know, you know how to play it. You know what I'm saying? And this comes in at number 5, man, because the whole block would play. A bunch of us would just gather together, man. It'd be a huge street full of kids playing this game out there, man. Basically a game of listening and you know, like, you had to be on point. You know what I'm saying? You had to be on point. You had to know what light it was. You know what I'm saying? Red light means stop. Green light, go, obviously. So, and that's how we play. Drew, what's up, man? What's good? Red light district. This type light.
That's a dope. That's a dope fun.
Yeah. You know what it is. But that comes in at number 5 for me. That comes in at number 5, man. It was a fun game. Like I said, man, a bunch of us together and play it. They have a big block. Everybody playing red light, green light. Number 4.
Number 4.
Skelly is truly unique to the region of New York, I would say, and the reason is because New York, like, this is a way for us to take advantage of trash. Kind of like you these empty little bottle caps or whatever, and you take some wax, melt it inside the bottle cap, hardens up, and then you can take these tops and glide them across. They would glide across the concrete, as you see the kids there on the screen. And so the object was to get them in those little boxes. You would have to slide them in, and the top would have to line
in the box.
Line in the box. And then you would move on to the next box. You know what I'm saying? You got to enter the game.
Right.
The game got intense.
Yes, it did.
You could play with one-on-one. But yeah, man, this was fun. This was fun, man. And you see, they would draw the actual court with the shark on the street like this, so you could play it anywhere. You know,
right.
It was pretty much flat. You know, what's on the hill and that. Skelly comes in at number 4, man. As it says, iconic game. If you are from New York and you do not know of this game, I would say coming in at number 2. Coming in
Number 3.
Handball. This one is more like tennis, kind of like. You had to be athletic. You had to have a good hand-eye coordination, you know, dexterity, shit like that, because that ball came wow, it was smacked the shit out of that ball. I mean, wow, like, yeah, and you had to be on point, and you know what I'm saying, and hit the ball back. This in New York was mean. You know, those little blue balls, man, they would hit the damn thing like that, man, fighting and stuff, man. But look, this was dope. 2-on-2, 1-on-1. You know, they had these courts, these walls. throughout the city. So every, you know what I'm saying, they was scattered around out there, whatever. But handball, yeah, man. Handball was our version of tennis because we ain't had no tennis court or things like that. But yeah. So there's my mic off. Can y'all hear me? Mic check.
Yeah, I hear you.
Mic check. Okay, mic check. All right, we good. But yo, handball coming in at number 3. Now, number 2.
Number 2.
Manhunt. Remember playing Manhunt at night? Yeah. Basically, like tag. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had to go find the man. You know, like you had to go find it. And look, it's basically like, cause tag is like who's it. You know what I'm saying? If you're it, you gotta tag somebody, and then they have to be it. But in this game, you played at night, and in this game, whoever was it, man, like you had to hide, you had to go hunt, you had to go on a man hunt. That was the name of the game, a man hunt. So man hunt coming in at number 2 for me. Hopefully my mic is good. Mic check. Manhunt, man. Manhunt was dope. Everybody had their version of tag. This was our version of tag. And then when you played it with girls, it turned into something different.
It did. It definitely did. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. We got in trouble a couple of times. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, we it definitely did. We had to stop. We had to send old girl back to the second floor, man, because she wanted to play every time we played. So
obviously. All right, we're gonna move on. Coming in at number 1. This is my game, because this is my mortal sport. Hit it, man. Number 1, man.
Number 1.
Crate ball.
absolutely.
Yes. See, y'all had stick ball and different games that you played. That was, you know, you had 3-second hold. That was the football game. You know, the ghetto football version of football. 3-second hold. You had the ghetto version of baseball with the stick ball. This was the ghetto version of basketball, crate ball. And
Yes,
we
it was.
played the hell out of it because we didn't have hoops everywhere. You just put up the crate. Like they playing on grass, so they tough. We
Right.
at least had tugs, and you were the best. But again, you could put this up anywhere. A crate, a milk crate.
Yeah.
And get a basketball, and yes, that basketball will fit through that crate.
Got to cut out the bottom though.
You gotta cut out the bottom, obviously. You don't want to keep digging the basketball off the crate. That's dumb. So you wanted to go through, but yeah, bro, this was my shit. Because again, when I wanted to play basketball, all I needed was a basketball. I could find one of these crates anywhere, or we could put one up.
Yeah.
So, and look, man, we would put the damn things anywhere.
Oh yeah.
On fences, on street lamps, like wherever we could find.
We put them on bars. We put them on we had a staple gun. We put them on a wall. We put them on a tree. The illest thing about putting them in certain places, it wasn't no backboard, so you had to, like, if you were shooting that, you had to make sure it could hit nothing but the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So
you had to be nice, and it got you shot right.
it did get your shot right.
It
It
got
did
you
get your
right, yo. Playing trade ball, man. But that's my top 5, man. I'm sure there's other things that I'm leaving out. There's plenty of games, plenty of This is what I played mostly.
Honorable mention was obviously hopscotch.
Yeah.
And
Let's let Coach get in the head.
yeah, definitely.
That way, then we can
Go ahead,
start
Coach.
all together. Hey, what's good, man? But yeah, what y'all think about the list? Go ahead, Coach. I'll let you.
Your list is good, man. Real good. So definitely respect that. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I was very familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, man. So you got the floor, bro. What you got for us, man?
okay. I'm gonna come in now. I don't have any pictures, so I'm sorry, y'all. It's just my ugly ass face. So, but coming in at number 5.
Number 5.
Growing up, going to Brooklyn to my grandmother's, we played bottle cap. And for those of you who don't know, just take it's similar to Scully, but it's like Scully and pitching quarters. You take the dirt, fill it in there, and then you're pitching it up against the wall and seeing who can get closest to the wall. Very simple. All the kids around there used to play it. So that was my number 5 bottle caps, especially being in Brooklyn now. Back at home in Jersey, coming in at number 4.
Number 4.
We had a game called Fort Attack, and it's fun. All right, where we are at in between our houses when I was a kid in the 70s, there was a bunch of trees. You know, went from the street all the way between the houses, all the way to literally to this almost to the other street behind us. And we would go in there, and you would take sticks and whatever, and interwoven of the tree branches and everything, mix leaves with it on the outside, and take dirt and compact it, and there's your fort. And your other opponents would do it right across the way. And then you take some mud, put it together. That's your weapon, your bomb, and you're throwing at each other. You're trying to hit them, or you're trying to knock down their fort. So, and it was very fun. And then there came a time when you would go hand to hand, and you would just come out with sticks as your swords, and you would go at it. So that was my fun, one of the fun games that we played, Fort Attack, back in the days in Plainfield. So there you have it. Coming in at number 3.
Number 3.
Leaf, you already said it. Hopscotch, man. We all played it. You know, girls were out there playing it, and you know, the guys would come in, and you know, we would join in, and you know, throw your rock down, and there you go. Get your chalk, draw it right there on the street, because where we lived at, it was like a little dead end street, and we could go out in the street and do it, and there you go. I mean, I was thinking about double dutch for a second, but I wasn't good at double dutch, so you know. But I went with hopscotch. That was the one that was really, you know, something that I always had fun with. So, and especially when you threw the rock down and then trying to bend, and then sometimes there was always somebody, because your leg when you went down was sticking out. Somebody would always accidentally walk by and trip you or try and knock you over. So that was a fun one, hopscotch. Coming in at number 2.
Number 2.
Now I took 3 of them because I really couldn't separate them. They were all fun. It was, like NYG said, red light, green light, Red Rover, and freeze tag.
Freeze tag.
We always played those back in the days. Always. Now I also wanted to. I should have prefaced this first. I'm sorry. With mine, I had to take sports out because in our area, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, we were always playing sports all the time. So I had to, because at first when I was doing it, writing it down, I said, okay, I was writing down I said, wait a minute, you're doing everything sports ed. No, take everything out and you do real kids games like you were when you were growing up back in the day. So, and those were the ones: red light, green light, Red Rover, and freeze tag, and I know everyone knows those. So, and it was always fun. It was always fun. You always had everyone, and when I tell you everyone, we lived in an area where we had a main road that was maybe about, I would say, a good 3/4 of a mile long. It was dead end at one end, and each in between or going up the road, there was probably about 6 blocks also dead end, and each dead end had about 4 or 5 houses. But you always had kids. Everybody, there was one block that everybody always gravitated to, and we were always red light, green light, Red Rover, freeze tag, whatever it is. So, and there was always that one old lady on the block that stay off my lawn, stay off my lawn. So it was just like, damn it. So, but there you go. And coming in at number 1.
Number 1.
Fellas, I know y'all all know. There it is, electric football. We all played it back in the days. You played electric football. You had your tournaments. Everybody. You tried to get all 32 teams. I had all 32 teams. I'm not gonna lie to you. Technically, I actually had 64 teams because I had teams in the home and the away jerseys. So
wait, you had all you had both teams. You had all the teams in both jerseys.
Yep.
Oh, you was wild with it, man.
Yeah, we were serious. But here's the thing: we played tournaments, and it got to the point if you lost your team.
Oh wow!
So remember, I'm a coach, and I had strategies. I knew exactly. You turn the players, get them to. I used to get the lineman in the block, and I would get the running back. And they would say, "Oh, you going right here," but they wouldn't realize sometimes you just turn a little bit. Maybe you aim in there, and then the running back starts going this way, and your blocking is going the other way, and bang, there you go. So that was it. That was the one. And here's the other factor. Sometimes you ain't have electricity. What did you do when you didn't have electricity? You're banging on the table. Somebody's always saying, don't bang too hard because you're going to knock them over. But you really are trying. And sometimes you try to move down the line a little bit. Man, there you go. So that was it. And when I say in my block, we had that. How you think I got all those teams? We had a lot of kids. And everybody had electric football. So there you have it. So it's bottle caps, Fort Attack, hopscotch, red light, green light, Red Rover, freeze tag, and electric football.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My father had it back then, but I never played it. Shout out to electric football. I remember he had it, and by the time I really wanted to play it, by that time we already had Tecmo Super Bowl in the house. So
that's what I was on. I was on the video game.
Yeah, so I got a 5 for y'all, man, if y'all want to hear it. But I mean,
this
Go ahead. Let Pat get in there, and then I'm gonna let Leaf get in there.
This is where I gotta save y'all on the culture part every time, man. Back where I'm from, man, we played a game called Curb. You got a basketball, and you line up 5 people on the side of the other side of the street, and whoever hit the curb the most times on the other side of the street won. It's called Curb. Then we had a game called, I don't know if y'all ever heard it, Monkey in the Middle. With 2 people on the ball. Yeah. You throw the ball, whoever's in the middle, you got to get the ball in order to not have to chase for the ball all the time. And then we had a game, I'm only gonna name 3, but we folded a piece of paper into a triangle, and we called it paper football.
Yeah, we played that.
Played that in the lunchroom.
Slide it across the table, and when you get to the edge, you get that paper on the edge. That's a touchdown. You had to kick it through the goalpost.
Dangerous.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of culture games out there, man. And like I said, I love this segment, man. It brings me back to the old school days, man, when we was young childs running wild, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And our creativity was on 1,000,000.
That's a
you can
fact.
hear the game on out of anything.
That's a fact.
But I love the games that y'all brought up. A lot of things y'all called Scully and everything. Shout out to my aunt Lorraine. May she rest in peace. I think she passed around about 10 years ago. But it was a game called Jacks. When you had a ball, you bounced the ball, you grabbed as many jacks as you can before the ball came back down. She used to tear us up until we got old enough where our hands got bigger to where we could grab a little bit more jacks, and then we used to tear her up. She used to get mad and tell us to go outside. So I love those games as a child, man. But I love this culture segment. I'm gonna go back into the background, let Leaf do his thing, let y'all do y'all thing, man. But I always got to jump in on the culture segment, man. This is dope.
Appreciate it, Pat. Yeah, no doubt, man. But Leaf, what you got, bro, man? I know, man. Leaf, you from Brooklyn too, bro. So talk to me.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't got it in no real order, but when I was young, I was real big at going to the park, and if I wasn't playing basketball, I was playing the old heads and chess. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was playing a lot of the old heads and chess because my father taught me how to play chess, and we was real good at it to the point where we actually got in the chess club.
Oh, you gotta play me in chess, bro. I'm with that.
I ain't played chess in so long, but
it don't matter. It's still there.
When I played it as a kid, like I was money. We played it so much in the house. By the time we got outside, we figured out how to play something called blitz chess, where you had to make your move in like 1 minute and tap the thing and tap the punch. Yeah, so we played that. Number 4, we also ran to the park and we played dominoes. We played dominoes with the old heads too, man. Like dominoes was cool. Dominoes was definitely cool. I played it with the a lot of the Jamaicans up put me on that. Yeah, shout out to the shout out to the Jamaican heads and the dreads. They put me onto that too. Another game we played was a lot of forms of tag, but we played like the illest form of tag I ever played was bike tag. Tag on a bike. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was
tough. Yeah.
Yes, bike tag was ill because we all had our bikes, and we was biking around Kingston Park for mad long. To the point, bro, like where we had to like really stop because we was biking everywhere. We put a bike on the baseball field, bike tag on the courts, bro. Like they was getting real mad at us, so we had to stop that. So what else? Definitely remember quarters because quarters was my first quarters was my first gambling experience because if your quarter wasn't the furthest, you lost your quarter. Whoever quarter was the furthest, they got all the quarters. You know what I'm saying? So like quarters was a lot like bottle caps, but we played it with actual coins. And you gave up that coin at the end of the day. That was my first gambling experience. And
quarters.
Yeah, because that was a gateway to dice.
Dice.
That was a gateway to dice. You know what I'm saying?
CeeLo.
CeeLo, craps, man, with anything you could play up in the street, man. So those are the most memorables that I remember in New York, and especially growing up around Brooklyn and the Bedford-Stuyvesant area. But oh man,
best stop.
Definitely. But great show as always, gentlemen. I gotta get rolling. I got different duties now, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. Yeah, man.
But
I stop by, bro. Like anytime, bro. You know, I want to bring you in on this show, man. You know, you obviously being from the area, you know what I'm saying. Definitely love, man. Especially when we do these culture segments. Love to hear your input. So yeah, man. Definitely.
Before I go, just because y'all Giants fans, I gotta laugh, but because I had to move to Texas to get Michael Parsons, bro, on my team. Now I'm like, all right. I had to move to Texas to get Michael Parsons. Yo, I told everybody. So many people was blowing up my phone. It was like, yo, bro, you seen this? I found out when I was working and I was about to get off. Yo, y'all just got Michael Parsons. I was like, yo, biggest stick up since Reggie White. Biggest stick up. Like stick up with no gun, no knife, no nothing.
That is wild though. You move down there and then he get traded to your team. That's crazy work.
Wild. I'm surrounded by Cowboys fans that are pissed out of their mind, man, and I'm loving every minute of it, man. Like, and y'all as Giants fans, I know y'all loving it because y'all just gave up somebody that won the Super Bowl with the damn Eagles. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. But appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get going, Coach. Always, man. Always appreciate it, NYG. We gonna get back at it, man. With whatever this season is, man. We gonna get at it, man. But I'm gonna make sure I tap in with y'all, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
All right, Leaf, man. Appreciate you, man.
I gotta ask you and Pat one question though, because we all rode bikes as kids. How far is your longest wheelie that you rode as a kid? Don't tell me y'all ain't do it, because we all did it. We all did it.
I busted my ass too.
I rode for at least a block. At least a block.
Y'all know how big those city blocks
because that's all we did was practice. So once you got it, all you had to do was maintain. So, you know, you would go out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang. Like, because we used to measure by the manhole in the middle of the street. So I would go from manhole to manhole to start off, right? And then, you know, I get to the second manhole. Then before you know, I had that whole block.
That's exactly how you look doing it too.
Yeah.
Yo, so going to school in Chicago, you know how long those city blocks are in Chicago. I got 2.5 city blocks. I almost made it to school.
Yeah, super pause on that.
And when
that's what they call them, though. It wasn't anything else I could really put in place to that word.
You know, but when I got to my distance, I busted my ass, boy. Like, I didn't have no strength. I went up, flipped up, and everybody was rolling. It was like, man, we told you to stop a long time ago. You're always trying to show out. Wow. But just to go into a little bit of coach before we get into coach's corner, do you know how much of adventures you had when you was a kid back in the day? Do you know that during that day, if you was outside during that whole day, you went to corner stores, you went to schools, you went to parks, you went to other people's blocks. The kids from the other blocks would all meet up everywhere. Do you know how much of an adventures you did that day? Like, literally, you would literally go across your whole city in a whole day. But that just tells you how the times have changed because your parents knew that you were safe. And people would look out for your kids knowing, hey, this boy, did y'all know that boy went all the way to the other side of town where Luther was? You know, Luther is damn near 25 minutes from where we live, and he was all the way over there. And Luther called me and told me, hey, you know, your boy is over here. I'm looking out for him. He ain't doing no trouble. He ain't into no BS, but he's out here with my son over here in his hood.
I used to walk from Crown Heights to Bed-Stuy.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Walking?
And that's all we did. We walked, we took the bus and the train. But a lot of times we ain't had the money for the bus and train, so you had two options. You hop the train, or you walk, or you rode your bike. In New York, the era I grew up in was the 80s crack AIDS era, the era of, you know, a lot of violence in the city. So to Pat's point, for us to be out there as kids just walking around was really kind of crazy. Like that was wild, bro, because you gotta understand it was all kind of murderers, killers, crackheads, rapists, just a lot of fuckery going on, just to put it mildly, you know. But we came and went, you know, with kind of normalcy. It didn't. It was
Because
just like
there was a
normal
code.
environment. You know what I'm saying? Like we was conditioned to see that shit.
There was a code back in the day, though. No
different.
women, no children. You know what I'm saying? You see those children going out there playing and everything. I don't care what you were. You don't mess with those children. You see what I'm saying? Because those children are innocent. They're just out there playing. They're, like I said, your imagination was on 10. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I witnessed murders, bro.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I witnessed.
wow, like,
I witnessed.
oh. And then
I
you looking
witnessed-
like, is this motherfucker about to point, clap me? And then they off running like,
Yeah, I've witnessed a lot of things as a kid, but you know, just to say that how good your imagination was. You remember the RPGs like Mario RPG and Final Fantasy? I always tell this story, and my aunties and my mom are so mad they didn't have the money to copyright it or get a trademark for it. We created a game just like an RPG out of toilet paper rolls, construction paper, and a Monopoly game board. And we built houses, everything. We built forests. And we came up with characters. We had a knight, we had a cleric, we had a mage. And you rolled the dice. And when you landed on a certain space, we had things called birdmen, we had sloths, we had sandworms, we had everything that you saw in that Final Fantasy game. We had it, and you rolled dice. If you rolled an odd number when you landed on an opponent, you got hit. If you rolled an even number, you hit the enemy. And we had hit points, health points. We had everything. We had bosses, everything. Do you know? We played that game for about a year and a half. You would do Saturday morning. We would play that game after cartoons and shit.
Saturday morning
know-
cartoons, yeah.
Do you know? A year later, Final Fantasy became popular. And as we were playing that game, we was like, oh my God, we created this game before they did. And my parents looked and they cried. Because you said, you little niggas should be rich. We watched you little niggas create this shit out of old toilet paper rolls. Don't throw that away. We need that.
Yeah,
And my mom be like, what the hell y'all doing with damn paper towel rolls? Y'all getting on my nerves. And then when they saw what we created, they was like, holy cow. And we sitting there playing that game, rolling dice. Playing hit points, everything. We created the whole thing, the characters, everything. We created the AIs, everything. Right before Final Fantasy was made.
To Coach's Corner. Wrap this up, man. But that's dope, bro. Like, yeah, it was so much great. And we should do a show like that. We could do board games, video games. I don't know, Coach. You may not. I don't know if you played a lot of video.
No, I played Atari back in the day, so that's how old I am.
Yeah, we gonna get into this, bro. We gonna expand on this segment a lot more. You know what I'm saying? That is very true as well, Drew. Yeah, we could do a top 5 on that.
Just to answer, where my $10 at, Drew? I ain't wearing no damn Chucks. I wasn't wearing no damn Chucks back in the day.
Oh yeah,
hell no. Where my $10? Nah, and I was a Magic Johnson fan too when back in the day too. So no, but I ain't wearing no daggone Chucks. Nope.
Yeah. But let me get back in the background. This coach's segment always
we're gonna
gets me
get
hyped,
into Coach's Corner, man.
Videos,
Coach,
my
I know
images
you got
won't
it.
come up. They just won't come up.
You had it up there.
Yeah, but that's only one. The rest of them won't come up. It was just a Liberty, so I mean, I got one, but I'm gonna run through it quickly, though. Seriously, let me get through it.
All right, we're going to get into Coach's Corner, man. Y'all tap in. This is where Coach goes into the WNBA as well as college football. College football, man. I definitely want to hear what you guys saying on college football, man. I've been waiting for this all freaking week, yo. So definitely, man. We're gonna get in the coach's corner, man. Right after the intro, man. Let's cue it up.
Thanks, NY. I really appreciate you, man. Coach's Corner. Love doing this thing, the research. So I'm get through this as quickly as possible. Don't want y'all to see my ugly face no more. But first one is going to be a little heart-wrenching. I'm going to be honest, so because it really broke me down when I read the article. And I'm going to put the link in the chat in case anybody wants to pull up the article and read it for themselves. But this past Thursday, this was about a high school football game here in Jersey. And this is about the real meaning of teammates. It was from this game that really showed me the true meaning of what it's about. And this game pitted two teams down the shore, Manchester High School and Toms River East. And it taught also the young kids certain values too. So the story goes, the head coach of Manchester High School, Tom Farrell, was wondering what was taking the opposition so long to snap the football to start the game. Looking across at Toms River East, the head coach, Kyle Sandberg, was pointing at Farrell and covering his heart with his other hand. Even the players on Tom River East were involved, holding their helmets high in the air, showing support to the head coach of the other team. They were taking a delay of penalty on purpose for Farrell's family. Farrell and his wife, Sophie, had just lost their second child, a daughter, Regan, after complications in the 21st week in a pregnancy. Then 4 days later, they had to put their dog, Pinot, down to sleep. They had to put their dog to sleep. All of this happening is enough to make people lose it. Seriously. You know, like I said, I was bawling reading this story. Coach Sandberg was quoted as saying, "Sometimes we forget it's just a game. We're all humans." I wanted him to know that there are people here that care about him and Sophie, and that you're not alone. This story shows the true meaning of teamwork, being supportive of others, and having respect for others, even if they're on the other side of the field. So it's very heartwarming. They have the pictures there of him, his wife, and their first daughter. So I just put the link in the chat. So if anybody, again, wants to pull it up on nj.com, there you go. You can go ahead. Let me make sure it comes through too for you guys. Yeah, it did come through. So there you go. You can go ahead and pull it up. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to our New York Liberty. They've officially secured a playoff spot, earning and currently sit in the 5th spot. Now they have 3 games left in the regular season and trying to move up in the seedings. Now, if the playoffs started today, they would take on the Phoenix Mercury, who are in the 4th seed, because the Liberty are the lower seed. Friday, they will be in Seattle taking on the Storm, who are also fighting to stay in the playoff. They're in the 8th seed. All season long, New York has been dealing with injuries. Tasha Cloud just came back from a broken nose. Naira Sabally is either just played last night or is set to come back on Thursday. Sabrina Ionescu has been out about 3-4 games right now dealing with an injury. I mean, it just seemed like every time I turn around, somebody on this roster has been injured. But this team continues to push through because they want to defend their title. I'm also keeping an eye out to see if Benijah Laney Hamilton makes it back. She hasn't played all year, but they were saying she was supposed to be coming back sometime around now. So we'll see. So there you have it with our Liberty. Now I'm going to move on to Syracuse football. It was a tough one. They took on the 24th ranked Tennessee Volunteers to open the season in Atlanta, and they ended up losing 45-26. Syracuse quarterback Steve Angeli was 23 of 40 for 247 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception. Running back Yasin Willis ran 23 times for 91 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, 8 players for Syracuse caught at least 1 pass, headed by Jonte Cook with 6 receptions, 58 yards, and 1 touchdown. The Orange were outgained by the Volunteers, 493 yards to 377. So it was really tough. Now, I was watching Coach Fran Brown's interview afterwards, and some people were trying to make it seem like it was something else with what he was saying, but they didn't put the full quotes out there. But he was quoted as saying, "The film sucks. It was bad. Some good things are there, but for the most part, we lost." When you watch the film, you can't really tell the difference in being confused or scared. He's talking about his players. We, talking about his coaches, got to make sure they do their job so they can take practice into the game, because you fall back on your training. I don't think everyone fell back on their training. Maybe the moment was too big. Now, people were going bonkers because he said maybe the moment was too big. But what he's saying is actually true, because number one, if players weren't following through with their training, maybe that moment was too big, and there's nothing wrong with that. Plus, you also have some second and first year players playing. So it makes sense that some of them would be overwhelmed. Plus, you're playing the number 24 ranked team in the country. So I say to people, y'all need to step back and just let Coach Brown and his coaches coach up his players, because they have a good team. Now, Syracuse on Saturday plays UConn, who's 1-0. They actually just beat Central Connecticut State 59-3. So it'll be Saturday, 12 noon. Syracuse is actually favored at 6.5 points. So there you go. Now I'm going to move on to the tri-state New York City legend. And today, I'm going to talk about Walter Berry. Now, I loved Walter Berry growing up, watching him play for St. John's back in the day once he transferred in. So, and he was just amazing. Back to the basket, left-handed player, very athletic and gifted. And a lot of times he would try and dunk on your head. He didn't care. So, but Berry attended Benjamin Franklin High School in New York. He led the school to the 1982 PSAL championship, scoring 21 points, grabbing 22 rebounds, and blocking 7 shots in the title game. That's how dominant of a player he was. Now, he began his collegiate career playing at San Jacinto College in Texas in 83-84. He delivered a dominant performance, averaging 28.9 points, 14 rebounds per game, earning National Junior College Player of the Year honors, and helping San Jacinto win the NJCAA National Championship. Now, he transferred to St. John's, joined the Redmen in 84, and was a key contributor in the 1985 Final Four squad, ranking second in team scoring behind Chris Mullin. And most of us know Chris Mullin, so he was definitely a baller. In his junior year in 85-86, Berry had an explosive year, averaging 23 points, 11.1 rebounds per game, and he was showered with accolades, including the John R. Wooden Award, Big East Player of the Year, consensus First Team All-American, National Player of the Year honors from multiple organizations, including AP, UPI, USBA, USBWA, NABC, Adult Adolph Rupp, Sporting News, Oscar Robinson, and more. Now, he was drafted in 86, 14th overall by the Portland Trailblazers, and then was traded to San Antonio Spurs. He played in the NBA from 1986 to 89, playing for the Trailblazers, Spurs, the Nets, and the Rockets. He averaged 14.1 points per game and 4.7 rebounds during his NBA career. So he also played internationally. So he went overseas in Europe, playing in Italy, Spain, and primarily in Greece. He starred for teams included Basket, Napoli, Atletico, Madrid, Villa Arias, Olympiacos, PAOK, I can't say that one, Arakelis, Palio, Canto, Union, Olympia, Macedonis, and Aura Basket Jet. His European honors included Liga ACB top scorer in Spain in 91, FBA Karat Cup champion in 94, FIBA Spora Cup top scorer in 95, two-time Greek League champion 93 and 96, Greek Cup winner in 99, also MVP of the finals, Greek League top scorer in 1995, and induction into the Greek Basketball League Hall of Fame in 2002. So one of my favorite players. Always used to love watching him back in the day. So now I'm going to move on to the Princeton then and talk about the women's golf. Banana H.O.T.C Mani, Princeton's golf team was named the 25-26 Women's Golf College Freshman to Watch by Golf Week. She's ranked as high as 178th in the world in the amateur golf rankings and was a two-time Rolex Junior All-American team selection. She advanced to the round of 32 at the 2025 and 2024 U.S. Girl Junior Amateur events and reached match play in the 23 U.S. Amateurs and U.S. Junior Amateurs. So she's one of the young players to definitely be watching in golf, and I'm definitely going to be tapping in. Now, Princeton has their first match on the 15th and 16th in Toledo, Ohio at the University of Toledo. So there you have it for Princeton. Now I'm going to bring it into Rutgers. Rutgers and the Big Ten are providing a blood drive competition from August 27th to December 5th. And this is part of the Big Ten. The winning school will receive $1 million to advance student and community health. Now, if you do a blood donation, if you go to and donate blood, you can take that donation and submit it by texting donate to 222688, or if you want to spell Abbott, or by visiting big10.org/Abbott. So those of you who want to donate, help out Rutgers. We definitely want to win that $1 million. AD Kelly Zinn made an important hire hiring Todd Ningsley, Vice President and General Manager of Learfield, Ohio State Sports Properties, as the department's new Chief of Revenue Officer. And his official title will be Executive Deputy Athletics Director, Chief Operating and Revenue Officer. And he brings a wealth of experience in the financial development and athletic development, having worked for Power 4 programs like Ohio State, TCU, and Oklahoma, and has also worked in the NFL for the Minnesota Vikings. He brings bringing him into the Scarlet Nation fold will go a long way in helping expand the NIL components college programs continue to navigate through. So it's very important for him coming in because he's going to help expand the NIL initiative that Rutgers continues to work on. The best wrestler in RU wrestling history, Anthony Ashno, is being inducted into the Hall of Fame for Rutgers. He headlines a class along with George Case and the 1950 Rutgers baseball team, Colleen McNamara softball, and Mati Ajavon women's basketball. Those of you know, when Stringer was in vogue, Mati was one of those key ones, along with Essence Carson's back in the early 2000s. So well-deserved that honor there. And finally, Rutgers football opened the 25 season with a 34-31 win over Ohio University, the Ohio Bobcats. That game was Thursday night at the SHI Stadium. Offensively, quarterback Adrian Kalikmanis finished with 18 of 23 for 254 yards and 2 touchdowns, finding wide receivers KJ Duff, wide receiver DJ Sheffield for scoring reception. Running back Antoine Raymond rushed 14 times for 87 yards and a score, while running back CJ Campbell Jr. added 71 yards on the ground. Wide receiver Ian Strong posted 100 receiving yards on 7 catches. Defensively, linebacker Moses Walker led the defense with a career-high 13 tackles, including 2 for loss. Defensive back Kaj Sanders added 7 tackles and a block punch, which was recovered by DB Cam Miller for a touchdown. Now, there's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up for Rutgers going forward, especially on the defensive side. I mean, Ohio scored 14 points in the second half. Their quarterback, Parker Navarro, gave the defense a lot of issues. He was 21 of 31, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns, and rushed 9 times for 93 yards and a touchdown. Coach Shiano was even quoted as saying, Parker Navarro is a special athlete, and we knew that coming in. He didn't disappoint. So he said, plenty of things we have to get better at, but I like doing it from the winning column, and that's a great thing. He also said Ethan was very sharp all night. One other thing, they did a ranking of the top 50 quarterbacks in the country, and Ethan Kalimanis came in at number 47. So he's definitely on that rank. So there you have it. So that's it. That's what I have for you today in Coach's Corner. Thanks everyone for tuning in, man. Appreciate you guys.
Right on time. As we are out of time. Yeah. Definitely want to keep this under the 2, if you know what I do. But appreciate y'all for tapping in. Appreciate everybody for joining in on the show, man. Appreciate my producer, Leaf, Coach, the whole crew, man. But y'all see us on the next one, man. Next Wednesday. Till next time, man. We up out of here. Peace.